We're here at Northrop High School for the third annual Hoops and Standards Camp, brought to you by Walter Jordan. And Walter, a little fact, I bet you didn't know this, between you and I, we combined to score 1,813 points at Purdue University. Pretty interesting fact.
That's a great fact. You know, I know right today I'm a good screener. I set good screens.
Yeah, you might have done a little bit of that work. But tell me about this camp. It's back for a third year here at your alma mater. You won a state championship back in '74 with this Northrop High School. What is it like to come back on this court and teach these kids? What do you hope they get out of it?
It blows me away, just being here, first of all. Just thank God that I'm able to do our third year here. But because of the support from our community and people like yourself and WANE TV and Parkview, and we were able to do it our third year, and Pizza Hut and some other people. But it means the world to me that I'm standing here today talking to you, because 8 months ago it didn't seem possible. But here I am, and God has blessed us. It's about leadership. It's about teaching discipline and teaching the kids how to be walking trophies, to go out not just win a trophy, but become walking trophies, become leaders, to understand what that means, to have principles and discipline and work hard and hard work. Today, everybody's looking for the instant gratification. It's not, life is not like that. And I think they got to understand they got to embrace the challenges, and that's what we're here to let them know and be honest with them. And I always say the truth is, what's the truth? Tell them the truth. And then the other thing is, who's riding your bus? Are you driving your bus? Do you know where you want to go? Who you letting on your bus? Who you kicking off your bus? Those kind of things kids need to know. I put up a hand at the first day and asked them how many leaders. We had over 100 kids here. We had in camp, 4 hands went up. There's a problem. And I also talked to them about being the lead dog and told them if they're not the lead dog, the view never changes, because all you see is somebody's rear end, and that's not a good place to be. It smells, it stinks, and you can't see anything. So we talked about being that lead dog and understand what it's going to take to be a leader, and that's courage and stepping out on faith and believing in yourself and loving yourself enough to not do some things that you would normally do.
You grew up with a big family here in Fort Wayne. You know, Fort Wayne is either a little big city or a big little city. So who are some of the people that instilled those values in you that you now pass along?
Wow, you know, that goes with my parents first and foremost, mom and dad, and being one of 10 siblings and my older brothers and sisters. I'm a 7th child. And I watched them, what they did. I didn't listen to much of what they said, but I watched their standards and principles they set for us. The hard work, the discipline, things that wasn't accepted in my house. You couldn't say can't. You couldn't lie. You had to finish what you started. Today, you have a problem with the coach, and kids want to quit. They want to blame the coach for everything. We weren't allowed to make excuses. Make it work or get through it, and that's the end of it. But my parents wasn't coming to the school for me for any discipline problems, because they'll tell you, you're on your own. That's not what we do. So we had the standards, and we learned how to treat people early on. There was no isms in my household. We didn't play that. My parents didn't play that. I wish the world understood that. At the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters, whether we want to like it or not. And I think that us as adults, we got to do a better job, because our kids need us right now. And right now, we're letting them down.
When you take a look at this past basketball season, I know you're pretty active on social media. What was it like to go along for the ride with the Purdue Boilermakers to the national championship?
Well, it was survival for me, basically because just because of the character of the kids, Coach Painter and Coach Brantley and all the players, I got to know a lot of them. And I rooted for them more because of that than the fact they were Purdue. I don't root for kids that don't have character. If I don't trust you, I'm probably not going to root for you or respect you. So I was really proud of the character and the culture that he's built, the environment that you talked about that they built at Purdue. I know the quality of kids they have. That's why I was rooting so hard for them. And all the negative press we got from Matt Painter's been getting, Purdue, it's not warranted. So I was rooting. At the same time, I was going through my recovery from my health issues, so it was therapeutic for me. And all I could do for 8 months was stay at home and watch Purdue basketball. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't see anybody, but they got me through. And then to find out on that Monday, the Final Four, the doctors released me, and I said, wow, I can go to the Final Four. Didn't think it was going to happen last minute, but the good Lord made a way. Purdue helped me get tickets, and I had my hotel room, and I had my flight, and I was in Phoenix.
Zach Edey, there's a lot of questions about will he be a good pro, will he not be a good pro? I know you played in the NBA. What are your thoughts on him transitioning to the next level after such a dominant career in college?
My opinion, I'll tell you exactly what I told someone who said the same thing about Brad Miller, who I had the privilege to coach in AAU basketball when he was a senior. And I saw Brad at the Final Four, and we talked about that. When they were saying Brad Miller wasn't going to do anything at Purdue, And I told my brothers Brad Miller's going to play 14, 15 years in the NBA. Brad Miller played 14, 15 years in the NBA, was an NBA All-Star at one point. Zach E is going to play 15, 14 years in the NBA. His character, his work ethic, his upside, and he's willing to work. If you can play hockey and baseball and be 7'4" and play at an elite level, he's got a chance to be a really good pro. And he's a great kid. His character's not in question. And somebody just got to do their job, coaching. I think that's a foreign word. Coach that kid, get him better. If he's willing to put the work, 7'4", I think he's going to have a great career, and I'm rooting for him.
Well, it's good to see you. Talk about what you've gone through over the last year. You alluded to your health issues, but you look good. You look healthy. What has the last year been like, and what have you been dealing with? Because you live in Atlanta most of the year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, last year was just an unbelievable year for me. At the beginning of the year, I had one of the highest honors in my life. I was inducted to Purdue Athletics Hall of Fame. Then shortly after that, I went to do a scan, regular checkup, and found out I needed open heart surgery. And then at the same test, came back and said I had cancer in one of my kidneys, so I had double whammy. So what I had to do basically is get one thing done. They couldn't do both surgeries at the same time, so I had to do the open heart surgery and recover from that for 8 weeks. And then I had to come back and rehab and then get strong enough to remove one of my kidneys. It was cancer. So it was tough go, no question about it. And my cardiologist told me that she didn't think I was going to make it, but thank God that he has the final say. So I'm still here. I didn't think this would happen. We decided about a month ago to go ahead and run with it because the doctors told me I need to not cancel anything I had planned on my schedule because it's going to inspire me and make me work and get stronger, and that's what it has done. So yes,
we're certainly glad you're here. Walter Jordan back for the third year for his Hoops and Standards camp here at Northrop High School. I'm Glenn Marini, and that is your local sports report.